Yeah, so here we have some fun in the snow for you guys. Yeah, this is the first of 3 units up Wiley Creek. And I moved in May 2nd, and on this road system we gotta unload a 2-mile rock pit, which is up from like the 7-mile on the main line. There wasn't any snow there, but we could look up and see that there was snow above us. And I've cut before in here. It's fairly high elevation and subject to wind. So anyhow, I toddled off on my journey, at about 4-mile walk up into the unit, and the further I got, the whiter it got. So, May 2nd. So anyhow, by the time I got moved in, set up and whatnot, it was well after 2, and but this first block that I'm cutting now, it was a pretty nice little unit. It was a green up patch, and I wanted to get it opened up. I'm a big fan of that. I get myself started, get my face going. Good place to climb off the road, so I can come up, hit it in the dark, and go right down. It's always a good way to go. So that's what I did. Cut a few hours, did my maintenance. It was snowing hard the whole time. It doesn't really show up here all that much, but this is pretty nice wood. It was heavy to white wood, and white wood's kind of hot right now, so they wanted to clean this up. And it was wet snow, and the wind was blowing hard right into the face. I didn't know how it was going to work. It doesn't really show it down here at stump level, but I think there's one tree where you can tell it's a little tree, and I'm kind of fighting it to turn it into the wind. Yeah, it's funny with whitewood, both hemlock and white fir, this was good sized wood. It was, it wasn't like it was really big or really small. It was decent wood, but both those whitewoods, they flare a lot, like that little tree I faced up there, to get a low stump, it just helps to face it up, rather than having to, cut it above the flare and then have to trim it off so the shovel doesn't get hung up on it, or you don't bust stuff up on it too. Yeah, this block, it's probably like 50 years old, something like that. So it wasn't all that long ago that, they were cutting the old growth. And as you can see, I'm throwing chunks around, lining them up, and the old stumps were very sound, and there were a lot of them. It was a pretty rich block when they cut it the first time. Made for kind of slow going. Yeah, and apart from, adding insult to injury with the snow, I've always noticed that a late snow like this, late in the winter, the ground's fully saturated. And there's something about that snow, it seems like it really makes the ground even wetter because it kind of hangs on. This stuff would melt right off, but it seems like it sticks around long enough rather than like water that runs off, that it really puts a lot of water in the ground. So yeah, we got this snow, and by the time I took off at the end of the evening, or the end of the day, there was over 8 inches. And sure enough, coming in the next morning, I had to chain up. May 3rd, I had to chain up. That definitely is a first for me. So it's funny too, because I was rigging the truck up on the weekend, for the coming week. And I looked at that one box where I keep my chains, and I was thinking to myself, oh man, I should take those out, because they're heavy. And I said, well, going to Wiley Creek, I don't know, maybe I'll leave them in there. And I'm glad I did, because I needed them. And then the following Monday, coming back in, I would have needed them again, because there was another 6+ inches on the ground. I probably would have if I was the first one in. The first round was up in there already, and all the log trucks had to chain up, so they had the track beat down pretty good. So. Yep. So anyhow, that's logging, right? Yeah, so there you have it. Some more cutting on the top of the world in the snow. So, hope you enjoy it. Be safe.